You want this power. You're gonna get it.
Will Phoenix rise again? Jean Grey is a major player in the X-Men and has been featured in nearly every version of the franchise, whether it's movies, TV shows, or video games. We've got some exciting news from one of the actresses who played her in the X-Men films. Plus, stick around, because we're going to talk about the other actresses rumored to take on the role in the new MCU. Oh, and I'm super pumped about Fox's X-Men coming to the MCU. I've been waiting 24 years for that epic Summers family moment. Jean Grey shows up in two different versions across the X-Men films, played by Famke Janssen and Sophie Turner. Famke's take on Jean is part of the team in X-Men and X-Men The Last Stand, but things go south when she's taken over by the Phoenix Force, leading to Wolverine having to kill her. She also appears in the Wolverine as a haunting memory and comes back in X-Men Days of Future Past after the X-Men prevent a post-apocalyptic future. And then we have Sophie's version, which joins the team in X-Men Apocalypse, helps fight Apocalypse, and later sacrifices herself in Dark Phoenix to defeat the Dabari with the Phoenix Force. So Jean's died quite a few times, but now X-Men's Famke Janssen is hinting about a possible return. You never know. When asked about Jean Grey's return in past X-Men films, Famke Janssen admitted, "They were all surprises that I never anticipated." Janssen's former X-Men co-stars Patrick Stewart and Kelsey Grammer have already reprised their roles as Professor Xavier and Beast in the Marvel Cinematic Universe in the last years. And this year, Hugh Jackman returns as Logan in Marvel Studios' Deadpool and Wolverine. So it was reasonable to wonder, could we see Janssen's Jean Grey make her first appearance in over a decade? Well, this is what Jean said about that. "I don't know. I didn't expect to come back after dying as Jean Grey," Famke Janssen shared in an exclusive interview with Comic Book while promoting her new action thriller Boy Kills World. "I came back as the Phoenix in X-Men The Last Stand, and later in flashback scenes in the Wolverine and Days of Future Past." After Jean's sacrifice in X-Men United, she resurfaced in Last Stand as Phoenix, a side of Jean unleashed after Professor Xavier's psychic blocks were removed. Wolverine had to kill her again, but she continued to haunt him in The Wolverine. Her last appearance was a cameo in Days of Future Past, alongside James Marsden's Cyclops in the Reset 2023 timeline. Janssen revealed that Jean's returns were all surprises that I never anticipated. When asked about possibly showing up in Deadpool and Wolverine, she responded, "I doubt it, but you never know." Well, turns out she was right. She did make an appearance in Deadpool and Wolverine. This could mean Marvel is saving her for Secret Wars, where powerhouse characters like Jean Grey are needed, or she might show up in the upcoming X-Men reboot. One thing's for sure, Janssen isn't coming back as the main Jean Grey, so who might take on the role in the MCU? There are a few top contenders being talked about. We'll dive into that soon, but first, let's chat about how Fox's X-Men returning to the MCU has me super excited for the Summers family moment I've been waiting for 24 years. So if you've been watching this channel, you know how hyped I am about 20th Century Fox's X-Men team making their way into the MCU. One big reason is that we might finally get to see an iconic Summers family moment in live action after 24 long years. Marvel Studios officially brought Fox's X-Men into the MCU with Deadpool and Wolverine this year, calling that alternate reality Earth 10,005. I loved how it canonized a bunch of my favorite mutants while setting the stage for some to come back in future MCU stories. While some actors from Fox's X-Men have already returned in the MCU, I'm still holding out for legends like James Marsden, Famke Janssen, Halle Berry, Josh Brolin, and Ian McKellen to reprise their iconic roles. Three of them in particular give me hope that we might finally see one of the most jaw-dropping moments from Marvel Comics brought to life. I've been waiting 24 years for this moment, and with Fox's X-Men now in the MCU, this might be the best shot at it happening. While a few of Fox's X-Men characters have already shown up in the MCU, we're still waiting on more to make their return. Even Deadpool and Wolverine, which partly took place on Earth 10,005, didn't bring back many familiar faces from Fox's X-Men franchise, aside from Deadpool's close circle of friends and family. But there's hope. Rumors suggest that several actors from Fox's X-Men could return before the end of the multiverse saga, with the biggest theories pointing to Avengers Doomsday or Avengers Secret Wars. Secret Wars is expected to involve the destruction of the multiverse, possibly combining characters from various Marvel franchises into one epic storyline, potentially pulling from the Battleworld arc in the comics. As much as I'd love to see all of Fox's X-Men come back, my top wish is for the classic X-Men team from the 2000 movie to reunite. This OG squad of 4, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, Halle Berry's Storm, Famke Janssen's Jean Grey, and James Marsden's Cyclops, was a powerhouse and really kicked off the X-Men universe. If they do reunite in the MCU's Phase 6, I'm hoping for one specific iconic moment from Marvel Comics, which could also mean Josh Brolin's Cable from Deadpool 2 making a return too. I really want to see Jean Grey and Cyclops finally meet Cable in Avengers Secret Wars. Famke Janssen's Jean Grey and James Marsden's Cyclops never crossed paths with Josh Brolin's Cable in live action, which is a huge missed opportunity from Fox's X-Men franchise. Even though Scott and Jean's relationship got a lot of focus in the movies, their story never fully developed. They were stuck in that love triangle with Wolverine, which held back some of their best moments from the comics, including meeting Cable, Scott's son with Madelaine Pryor, born while Jean was out of the picture. This storyline was recently highlighted in the X-Men '97 animated series, and it just showed how awesome it would be to see it play out in live action. The family dynamic between Cyclops, Cable, and Jean Grey was powerful in X-Men '97, and seeing it with the original actors in the MCU would be even more emotional. It's pretty surprising that Cable's connection with Scott Summers and Jean Grey has never made it to live action, especially since the setup for this story has been adapted twice already. Both X-Men: The Last Stand in 2006 and Dark Phoenix in 2019 were inspired by the Dark Phoenix saga, but many fans, including me, see them as low points in Fox's X-Men franchise. Since neither of those films got direct sequels, Cable, who appeared in Deadpool 2, never had the chance to meet his parents in live action. I really hope Marvel Studios can change that by bringing back these actors for one last adventure, but if not, I'll be patient for the MCU to give us this story in the future with a new actress as Jean Grey. But who could be that? One actress that stands out for a younger Jean Grey is Sadie Sink. Having worked with Emily Rudd in Fear Street, she'd be a fantastic fit for the role. Sink has a knack for playing aloof and cynical characters, and while Jean isn't exactly like that, she could bring those qualities to the surface to showcase Jean's struggle to control her powerful abilities and the fear of accidentally hurting her friends or teammates. At just 20 years old, Sink is the youngest actress being talked about taking on this role, making her perfect for a teenage Jean who can grow throughout the series. It would be smart for Marvel Studios to scoop her up for this role while she's on the rise, especially if they are planning for a younger cast for X-Men movie. Well, that's it. Please share your views and opinions in the comment section with us. Subscribe to the channel to get updated regularly with the latest update. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you at the next one.